morning, students. The poem which we are going to do today is The Gift of India by Sarojini Naidu. But before we start with the explanation of the poem, let me tell you the theme of the poem. Theme of the poem is patriotism, and in the second last and the last paragraph, the theme of anti-war is also highlighted. That it's also an anti-war poem. So let's start with the poem. Is there aught you need that my hands with me? Is there aught? Aught means anything. Is there anything that you need, that you asked from me and my hands withhold? Means I didn't give you. Is there anything that you asked and I withheld from you? Withheld from you means I held back. I didn't give you. Is there anything? Mother India. See this throughout the poem, it's Mother India who is talking. So there is a personification in the poem, right? So Mother India has been personified in the poem, and Mother India asks that, is there anything? Mother India is asking the Britishers that, is there anything you need that my hands withhold? That you asked from me? You remember and you know that India was under the British rule for approximately 200 years, right? So Mother India is asking that, is there anything that you asked from me and I withheld, I denied, I didn't give you? Rich gifts of raiments or grain or gold. Rich gifts of raiments. Raiment means the garments. The garments and the attire and the dresses, right? So in the next line, Mother India is telling the Britishers what all she gave to the Britishers as gifts. You took rich gifts from me in the form of garments, grains. You took grains from me, and gold also. You took away all the gold which I possessed. I never denied anything. I never withheld anything. I gave you whatever you wanted. I gave you garments. I gave you grain. I gave you gold. I didn't deny you. Lo, I have flung to the east and west, priceless treasures torn from it. And what else did I give you? In spite of giving all these things, I gave you something more, something which was more valuable than these things. That is something which was more valuable than raiments, grain, and gold. What was it? Lo. Lo is a call for attention, right? Lo has been written by the poetess to attract the attention, right? Used to call attention to something. So the Mother India says that I gave you, lo, I have flung to the east and the west, priceless treasures torn from my breast. In spite of giving you all these things, I gave you something more, right? This was not the end. I didn't give you only raiments, grains, and gold. I gave you something more than that. I have flung to the east and the west. Means priceless treasures. Now, priceless treasures is a metaphor for the Indian soldiers. Priceless treasures torn from my breast. Means I, being the mother, I have given the most valuable thing, which were my priceless treasures, which were my sons. I gave you my sons, right? So priceless treasures is a metaphor. You can note it down. Priceless treasures is a metaphor for the soldier. So priceless treasures torn from my breast means I gave you my brave Indian soldiers. Torn from my breast means the soldiers who were very dear to me. They were my sons. They were very dear to me. I loved them dearly, but I gave them also to you. Flung to the east and the west. See, that was the time when World War I was going on. This poem was written during the time of 1914 to 1918. This poem was actually written in 1915. And that was the time when World War I was going on. And India didn't contribute directly to World War I. Right? So India was not directly a party to this world war, but because India was a colony of the British Empire, so the Indian soldiers were sent to fight for the Britishers to different countries. At different places, they were sent to fight for the Britishers. So that is what Mother India is saying. Indians were not fighting for their own country. Indians were basically fighting for the Britishers. So that is what Mother India has said, that I have given you priceless treasures. The most invaluable thing which I had was my brave soldiers, and that also I gave them to you. Torn from my breast means the sorrow which I felt when they were taken away. So it was from me, the sacrifice which I did for you. and yielded the sons of my stricken womb. Why is the womb stricken? The stricken womb means the sorrowful womb, right? Why is the womb of Mother India sorrowful? The womb of Mother India is sorrowful because it has borne those sons who were torn away from her bosom ruthlessly and to serve the British Empire. That is why the Mother India's womb is stricken, right? Because the sons who were very dear to Mother India, she had to surrender those sons to the Britishers to go to foreign lands and fight for them. To the drum beats of duty, the sabers of doom, right? Drum beats of duty means to the call of duty. These soldiers, they obeyed their call of duty because they were soldiers. It was their duty to go and fight. So that is why my soldiers, my sons who were working as soldiers in the British Army, they went to fight for the Britishers, right? To the drum beats of duty, the sabers of doom. The sabers of doom. Saber is a type of a sword, right? You can see here, there is a picture of saber. It is a type of a sword with a curved blade, right? You can see the blade is curved. So it is a sword with a curved blade. Now, sabers of doom. Sabers of doom is again a metaphorical expression, right? So sabers of doom is also a metaphorical expression here. It means that my soldiers who will die, they will never come back, right? The soldiers who went to fight for the British Army during the First World War, they didn't return. The Indian soldiers, they didn't return. So that is why the poetess has used this expression, sabers of doom. Gathered like pearls in their alien graves. Which figure of speech has been used here? It's a simile, right? So gathered like pearls in their alien graves. The soldiers who went to fight for the British Empire to east and west, to different countries situated in the east and the west, they now their bodies, their dead bodies, they are gathered like pearls in the alien graves. Why alien graves? Because nobody bothered to bring the dead bodies of the soldiers to their own country. India was a colony of the Britishers. So if the soldiers, if the Indian soldiers, they died in foreign lands fighting for the Britishers, nobody will bother to bring their body back to India. So that is why the poetess has written, Sarojini Naidu has written, gathered like pearls in their alien graves. So their bodies, they are gathered like pearls in alien graves. Alien graves means foreign lands. The dead bodies of soldiers, because like has been used here to make a comparison. The dead bodies of soldiers, they have been compared to pearls. So that is why it is a simile. Silent they sleep by the Persian waves. And these soldiers, they are sleeping silently by the Persian waves. The country there is Iran, right? So they are sleeping there, means they are laid to rest there that way. Scattered like shells. Another simile has been used in this line. Scattered like shells on Egyptian sands. So earlier in this line, the poetess compared the dead bodies of soldiers to the pearls, lying in pearls scattered in alien graves. In this line, the poetess has compared to the dead bodies of the soldiers to the shells lying on the Egyptian sands, right? They are scattered like shells, the shells which are to be found near the sea. So the dead bodies of the Indian soldiers, they are scattered like shells on the Egyptian sand. They lie with pale brows and brave broken hands. They are strewn like blossoms mown down by chance. So the poetess says that they lie with pale brows. Why are their brows pale? Because they have turned yellow, because there is no blood circulation in the body, so they are dead. So they lie with pale brows and brave broken hands. Brave broken hands means they were fighting bravely against the enemies. They were brave soldiers, and so now their hands, they are lying, their limbs are cut off, chopped off, broken, and their bodies are scattered in pieces. So that is why the poetess has written pale brows and brave broken hands. Why the hands are brave? Because the hands, they were cut off, they were chopped, broken while fighting. So they were very courageous soldiers. They were very brave soldiers whose limbs were removed from the body while fighting for the Britishers. They are strewn like blossoms mown down by chance. Another simile has been used by the poetess here. Strewn. Strewn means the scattered. Strewn means scattered. So they are scattered like blossoms. Blossoms means flowers. Now the poetess has compared the dead bodies of the soldiers to the flowers. The poetess says that they are scattered like blossoms mown down by chance. Mower is a you can say is a machine which is used to cut grass, right? To chop off grass. So they're like the mower chops off the flowers, right? So the bodies of soldiers, they also are scattered like blossoms which have been chopped off, right? Mown down means which have been chopped off by the mower. So like flowers which have been chopped off by the mower, the dead bodies of the soldiers, they are also lying there, chopped off in pieces. On the blood brown meadows. Blood brown meadows means because their blood was sprinkled in those lands, in those meadows. So now what happens when the blood dries, it becomes brown. So that is why the poetess has used this expression, blood brown meadows. Means the meadows are covered with the blood of the Indian soldiers. So they have turned brown in color because of their blood mingled in the soil. They're on the blood brown meadows of Flanders and France. Flanders is present day Belgium, right? So blood brown meadows of Flanders and France means their bodies, they are lying in Flanders and France. The blood of the Indian soldiers was sprinkled in these places in Belgium and France. Now the Mother India is asking a question from the Britishers. Mother India says, can ye measure the grief of the tears I weep or compass the woe of the watch I keep? So see, this is the figure of speech used in these lines is rhetorical question. The figures of speech used in these lines is rhetorical question. Now, what is rhetorical question? What is rhetorical question? Rhetorical question is a figure of speech, right? Or a poetic device, not a figure of speech. Actually, it's a poetic device which is used not to get an answer, right? But just to create a dramatic effect, right? So obviously the Mother India is not expecting any kind of answer from the Britishers by asking these questions. What she's trying to do is she's trying to stress upon the fact that how painful it was, how great my sorrow was, how great my pain and suffering and agony was. Can ye measure the grief of the tears I weep? Can you ever measure the tears which I weep? The pain which I underwent? How much I suffered when my soldiers, when my sons, they were sent to foreign lands. How much I suffered. So can he measure? So this is the question which is asked by Mother India from the Britishers. Or compass the woe of the watch I keep. Or can he measure the pain and the suffering which I went through? Or the pride that thrills to my heart's despair. Right? See, in these lines, the poetess is talking about two things. That Mother India, though Mother India is feeling a lot of pain, is suffering a lot. Why? Because her sons will die fighting for their country in foreign land, and she knows this. They will never come back. But still, in spite of this pain and suffering, there is another feeling also in the heart of Mother India, And what is that feeling? The feeling of pride that thrills to my heart's despair. Means in spite of the despair, in spite of the sorrow, in spite of the pain which is there in the heart of Mother India, she also has a feeling of pride for her sons, because her sons did their duty bravely. Courageously they performed their duty, and they were killed while performing their duty. They sacrifice their lives to perform their duty. So this thing, this particular fact makes Mother India feel pride, right? And the hope that comforts the anguish of death. So, and the next thing which Mother India is feeling is hope. Mother India says that she also has hope. Yes. So the Mother India says, and the hope that comforts the anguish of death. Means there is hope inside the heart of Mother India that one day she will get freedom, and that hope gives some kind of relief from the suffering, right? So the pain in her heart is reduced by praying. And the far sad glorious vision I see. What is which figure of speech has been used here? Sorry. Which figure of speech has been used here? Sad, glorious. It's an oxymoron because two opposite or contrasting feelings are expressed in the same line. So Mother India says that the far, sad, glorious vision I see. The vision. Now this vision which Mother India is seeing is the vision of India's independence. Right? So Mother India says that I can see the sad, glorious. Sad, why? Because to achieve that independence, India will have to sacrifice many of her sons, right? Many of her sons will be killed to achieve that independence. And glorious, why? Because it will be a glorious thing. India will be free from the British rule. So the result will be great. The result will be glorious. It will be a great thing to achieve. But that to achieve that glorious thing, that which is the victory of which is the independence of the country, India will have to sacrifice many lives. Many of her sons will be killed. That is why the poetess has used this sad glorious, and the vision is the vision of freedom, which India will attain, of the torn red banners of victory. So in the next line also, the torn red banners of victory has been written. Means red banners means the banners of victory. One day India will achieve victory. One day India will become free. But the banners are red in color because those banners, those flags of victory will be covered with the blood of Indian soldiers. And they will be torn. Why torn? Because India will have to pay a huge price to achieve that independence, right? So victory will be gained by the country. The poetess is hopeful. This is the feeling of patriotism. The theme of patriotism is highlighted in these lines. She says that though victory will be achieved by India, there will be a day. Mother India has a vision that there will be a day that India will achieve its freedom, independence. But then the victory will be gained at the cost of the blood of Indian soldiers. When the terror and tumult of hate shall cease, and life be refashioned on anvil surface. What is an anvil? This is an anvil. You can see the picture of anvil, right? So this is an anvil. So Mother India says that when the terror and tumult. Now these lines, they highlight the anti-war theme of the poem, right? These lines, they highlight the anti-war theme of the poem. The poetess says, when the terror and tumult of hate shall cease. Means tumult means the noisy confusion, right? Hate, when there will be no hatred against one another, right? When the people of one country will stop hating the people of other country, that shall cease. Cease means that shall come to an end, and the life be refashioned on anvils of. And there will be a time when the pain and suffering will disappear and the life will be refashioned. See, on the anvils of peace. Anvil, the anvil is like a block of iron where the metals are shaped by hitting them, right? The metal is kept on this anvil and it is given a proper or the desired shape. So that is what Mother India is saying, that one day will come when this hatred and confusion will cease, that will come to an end, and the life will be refashioned, and the life will be again changed, again transformed on the anvils of peace. One day will come when there will be peace all around. The people will not hate each other, and your love shall offer memorial thanks to the comrades who fought on the dauntless rank. And so Mother India says that when that day will come, then your love shall offer memorial thanks. Then you will thank my soldiers, right? Then you will give memorial thanks. Then you will give a tribute to our brave soldiers also, to the comrades. Comrade means your fellow soldiers, right? Comrade means your fellow soldiers. One day will come that you will give respect, give tribute to your fellow soldiers, that is the Indian soldiers who fought on dauntless rank. Dauntless means brave rank, right? Who fought along with you on your side. This again is said by Mother India to the Britishers. And you honor the deeds of the dauntless ones. And then you will respect the deeds of these dauntless soldiers, these brave and courageous soldiers. Remember the blood of my martyrs. When you remember the deeds of the past, of the soldiers who sacrificed their lives in the past, fighting for your country, at that time, please do not forget to remember the blood of our soldiers also, because they were also the ones who sacrificed their lives fighting for you. So they also deserve a tribute from you. So please don't forget my martyred sons, my sons who were killed in foreign lands fighting for your country, right? So you have to pay homage. Please do pay homage to my martyred son, right? Who died fighting for you people. With this, we come to the end of the class.